Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, December the 13th, 2022. Tuesday, December the 13th. Now, today's episode was not that good of an episode for me. I mean, look, it was so good that I only really am going to show one picture because it just wasn't worth it at all. Let's see, we had Austin talking to Spinelli, and Spinelli had the results of the algorithm that he did. And Austin wanted those results. He wanted those results. He wanted to know that he was a match for Maxie. Well, you know what, everybody? Does it take an app to tell you if you're compatible with the person you are truly in love with? No, you don't need an app. Bottom line, those apps are designed to bring people together that don't know each other, you know? But I already know you and I've been dating you for months. My heart is going to tell me if I'm a match with you. That's what's going to tell me. It's not going to be an algorithm from I thought, Austin, look, you're crazy. The reason why you're doing that is you're starting to look at Dr. Britt Westbourne and think, I think I have more in common with this woman. And quite frankly, this woman is very attractive, extremely attractive, a little dark, okay? And guess what? I'm hiding my dark path, right? Britt could accept Austin for who he is more than Maxie could, and not more than Maxie could, more than Maxie should. Maxie has children, period. Maxie does not need to bring any kind of dangerous or potential dangerous element into her children's life. She just does not. And quite frankly, do you really feel that Maxie has a true thing for Austin? Because I know I don't. And I really didn't see Maxie and Peter August together. I just didn't. To me, that was forced. That was unlikely. But anyway, so Spinelli was going to give it to him. And then Spinelli thought of the kind of person that he is and wants to be and has always been to Maxie, because something Austin said to him. Because Spinelli was like, to go behind Maximista's, or didn't he say Maximista? I don't think he really calls her that anymore. Maxie's back to order this algorithm, that's telling the kind of person you are. And he's like, well, you look at the kind of person you are, you giving it to me. But here's the thing. It's not that it was anything devious. That's not anything devious to see if I'm a compatible match, but it's unnecessary if you're already in the relationship and not having any doubts, right? So Spinelli decides, you know what, you're right. I'm not that kind of person. I am too loyal to Maxie to give you this information behind her back. So I'm not going to do it. And he goes walking out the office briskly, and Austin goes chasing after him. Give me that, Spinelli. They are tussling over an envelope in the hospital corridor there. So Maxie and Britt come up, and Maxie's like, what is going on with you two? And the letter falls out of Spinelli's hand, and he kind of Austin accidentally flips it and runs right in front of Maxie. She picks it up and she goes, society setups. What is this? And then Austin is like, or Spinelli, one of the two confessed first, saying, well, I had it run. I think Austin said, I wanted to see if we were a match on society setups. And Spinelli's like, yeah. Or Spinelli said he wanted it ran to see if you were a setup. And then Austin, she's like, okay, why would you do that, Austin? And then she looked at Spinelli. She goes, and a better question is, why would you go along with it, Spinelli? And he's looking, and Austin said, he would if I blackmailed him. She just boom. She's like, wait, what? And so she's like, oh no, no, no. I'm not even having this. And so she says, I'm leaving, or she turns to walk. She goes, I'm leaving. And Spinelli goes, I'm gonna go with you. And she turned around and she said, oh, you bet you are. You know, so he's running after her. And and see, Britt was there because she had been talking to Maxie. So Britt is standing there looking, and Austin is kind of like, what just happened here? And Britt is kind of like, wow. Britt don't know what to say. She's just kind of like, well, you blew it. And I thought, okay, now is this going to free up Austin to be able to be with Britt? Let's see, because there is no love lost between Maxie and Austin in the least. You know, just there isn't. So we have Ava hops over to Windermere. See, Ava has to stop being wishy-washy. It's ridiculous. You either want the man or you're not. You either, she goes, I mean, but I'm just not ready to forgive you. Okay, then at least let him know, but let's start out slow, which is actually ultimately where they're ending up. Then start dating again, okay? Start spending time together again to rekindle what you have versus the, I hate you and I can't do, no, just start saying, you know what? I know, because she goes, I know I'm just not ready to let this go. And he was saying, you're not saying you want to move back in here, right? Because Nicholas is thinking, my God, I got a full house now. And I'm trying to keep the hostage a secret, and everybody want to move into Windermere. We got Spencer, we got Victor, now we gonna have Ava. Oh my goodness, right? And so she goes, what, are you saying you don't want me to move in here? And he goes, well, not just yet. I mean, I assume you want to start slowly. I mean, you know, he played that off, right, real well. And so she's like, well, yeah, I do. You know, so she leaves. Before she leaves, we get the door opening, Elizabeth coming in, taking her keys out the lock. And Ava's like, oh, well, like, should I be having you welcoming me into your home, Elizabeth? Because what? And so she goes, oh, I'm just coming to visit Nicholas, right? And she goes, yeah, keys and all. Because look, Elizabeth's like, oh, well, I could come back if this isn't a good time. And Ava was like, no, I'm just getting ready to leave. I'm just getting ready to leave. So she leaves, and Elizabeth tells Nicholas about Finn finding out, seeing the prenatals over there at Windermere and seeing them at the hospital. And in my mind, I'm thinking, stupid. Because guess what Elizabeth walked into Windermere with? Was the vitamins in her hands still. I was like, you know what? There is stupid, and there's even more stupid. See, sometimes things the writers write are ridiculously unbelievable. Ridiculously. When Elizabeth bought the first bottle of prenatal medicines to Windermere, did she have them in her hand? No, she had them in the bag. If you're going to be getting prenatals from the hospital pharmacy, because they're not prescription, but you're going to be getting them from the hospital pharmacy, which was a mistake, especially if you work at said hospital, okay? You can get prenatal vitamins anywhere, period. They're commonplace. But are you going to walk around with them in your hand? No. You're going to put them in that big black purse you have across your shoulders. Now, it's rare that soaps really show purses, but they made it a point to show Elizabeth's carrying a big black purse, but she's got these prenatals in her hand. And I thought, are you subconsciously trying to advertise to everybody? There's got to be something subconsciously willing about that. She left the hospital. She drove to Windermere. She probably still had them glued into her hand as she's steering. Got my prenatals, everybody. Hey, Sue. Prenatals in my hand. Hey, how you doing? Then you go to the launch to wait on Pier 55 to get to Windermere, whatever pier it is for Windermere. Got my prenatals in my hand. Hey. And you walk in the door. I'm surprised Ava didn't notice the prenatals. So anyway, she tells Nicholas that she had to tell Finn she was pregnant. And he's like, you said what? And I said, you were the father. You got to go take that back. No, Ava can't find. Finn might tell Ava. And she goes, look, I had to think fast on my feet. That was the best I could come up with. And just like you told me, desperate times, Nicholas, we all got to put up some sacrifices. So how much are you willing to sacrifice? She goes, because you got me into this, you know? So she says, in a few months, I'll just tell him, which I knew she was going to do. I just tell him I lost the baby. And then he'll want to comfort me. And I'm thinking, you think? I don't think he'll want to comfort you. And in the back of his mind, he'll be thinking, good. Right? And it's so unfair for me to put him through that, but you're doing it. It's unfair, but you're doing it, Elizabeth. You don't have a problem with being unfair to people. And then walking around, and then everybody still wanting to comfort you and still being thought of as sweet Elizabeth Weber. She is nothing sweet, never has been, ever has she really ever has been sweet. So anyway, we leave that. What else happened? We have, I think the next thing and the only last thing that even remotely stuck out in my mind was Carly. Good. Carly's being blackmailed. Carly got blackmailed. Yes, this person, she didn't know who she was dealing with. Because Carly said, you were supposed to be told that both Willow's parents are dead. She said, yeah, but I know what I'm worth. And what you're paying me, because Carly gave her the check, she said that was only worth one dead parent. So if you want two dead parents, this is going to be double. And if you can't afford double, perhaps I will call that nice Drew Kane and tell him all about you. And Carly looked at her and I thought, bingo, good for you, Carly. See, now we're bringing a little con artist into Port Charles, aren't we? That'd be interesting if she ends up being the hook killer. But, you didn't see that coming. And so she says, you're despicable or something like that. And she goes, yeah, well, look in the mirror. She goes, you are trying to, something about blackmail or something, take advantage of a situation. And she goes, well, look at what you're doing. You are making sure you're hiding the truth from someone you're supposed to care about. I'm doing it to protect her, to keep her from a lot of pain. And so the chick said, sure you are. Sure you are. I think you need to look yourself in the mirror and really figure out what's your true motive. See, it takes a little con, it takes a little sneak to know a little sneak. All we need is Nina up in here right? And this is a different situation, and it wasn't her daughter. It takes a sneak to know a sneak, a snake. And I hate to say Carly's a snake, because Carly, she's my favorite person. She's my favorite female actress on General Hospital. She is, right? But she's doing some definite snakish activities right now with no justification. Carly never, ever thinks a plan through. She never does. And they always have backfired on her. Always. Because there's going to only be one outcome. Because see, now we got Drew outside, Willow standing out there in the cold. Ooh, sick, freezing, immune system low, but I'm going to stand out and cry on a balcony, and it's cold. So Drew comes out, and she was like, you don't know how much I had writing on this, how much it meant. And I'm like, you don't either, Willow. Because like they said, best, fastest, easiest chance is family members. But that's not the only way to get a bone marrow donor. It is not. That's why they have the list. And you want to know, there may be, aside from Nina, there may be another match right there in that diverse Quartermain house. Diverse group of people right there in that house. But see, she's so busy. I don't want them to look at me as leukemia Willow, as sick Willow. But you want to go to a stranger and say, hey, you don't know me. I'm your long lost cousin. Can you get tested to see if you're a match for me? Versus people that like, know, and love her. Makes zero sense. So of course she swears Drew to secrecy. I want Wiley to have the best few months he can. Wiley doesn't know the difference. He does not know and will not know. If somebody said, well, mama is sick accidentally and he overheard, he won't comprehend how sick she is. Sick to him is the sniffles. He's a kid. Mommy's not feeling well. He's going to equate that to when he's not feeling well. Mommy got a tummy ache. Is that why mommy's sick? Mommy's head hurt? That why mommy's sick? Did mommy throw up? I mean, he's going to think sickness in kids' terms, not in leukemia mama's dying terms. Get out of here with that stupid logic. And Drew says, okay. And you can't even tell Carly. See? Because if Carly knew why Willow was searching, if Carly knew Willow was sick, Carly would tell right now, 100% right now, that Nina is her mother. But what Carly would do first, I can tell you this. What Carly would do first is Carly would say, I'm going to go get tested to see if I'm a match. Because Carly would want to rule herself out or rule herself in before Nina is ruled in. Carly would say, no, let me go get tested and pray she's a match for Willow. That's what Carly would do. So anyway, Drew finally does agree. Yes, he agrees. He'll keep it from Carly. So now this is what's going to happen. This is how Willow is going to get sicker and sicker to the brink of death. And then they're going to tell everybody. And then Carly is going to be like, oh my God. Wait, what? See, and then people will be mad. You knew Nina was her mother all along and you didn't tell. You knew she was sick all along and you didn't tell? See, at that point, my whole thing is don't blame Carly for everything. I'm not mad at Carly for keeping the secret. Or not even the secret, keeping the truth from Willow. Because like I said, Nina had Sonny for 9 months. Turn around is fair play. 9 months of not knowing that's your daughter. 9 months. And then I'll tell you. That's what I would do. But where Carly is now gonna truly be the villain is she is completely now circumventing the truth from coming out, paying people to lie. That's where Carly is wrong. That's where Carly's wrong. The only truth she kept was from Drew, that she knew the truth. But I'm not gonna go and bribe the person you flying into town to tell you the truth, to tell you lies. Yeah, that's going to be the breakup of Drew, and that's going to be the division for the family. Is Carly's depth of, she's not just keeping quiet, she's adamantly out there creating a whole different narrative and paying people to lie for her. So now, daily recap lady, that's Team Carly, is you're going to get what you pay for, Carly. You're going to get what you deserve in this situation because you're going way too far in this. Way too far. And it's going to backfire in your face. So there we have it. Now that's it for General Hospital today. We have way more comments than interesting recap. So let me breeze right through them. Jane says, Esme is Scotty's kid. Nope. Robin says, Finn can forgive Liz because they're not even in a deep relationship. Since Finn is good at investigating, they can let him and Chase solve the hook killer and get Chase back on the force. Because Esme is at Windermere. Yep, but it's looking like Esme ain't the hook killer. But Esme is a criminal. She is on the run from the law. Cindy says Elizabeth had those prenatal vitamins in a bag or purse. That whole conversation, if she would have, between her and Finn, it would never have happened. Exactly. And if Nicholas is stupid behind, wouldn't have, like I said, product placement so that anybody in that quarter could read as you walked by. Prenatal vitamins. Prenatals here, everybody. So yeah, the bozo cap goes to Nicholas and Elizabeth. Cindy says, it seems like I'm skipping a comment. Tom says longer. What was longer? Longer, Tom says. And then Tom also says, I am no Rory, Carly, Joss, or Michael fan. Okay, so you're not a fan of none of them. And Cindy says, it seems like Nicholas and Spencer were beginning to relate a little, but even that little bit of progress can be ruined when the secrets Nicholas are keeping are exposed. Yep. Cindy says Trina is processing right now. She definitely would be bored with the Cassadines if she chooses, wouldn't be bored with the Cassadine if she chooses Spencer, but it might be kind of an excitement she doesn't want. It'll be underhanded and illegal stuff she doesn't want. Her father's still a cop, and yeah, she's and that's not Trina. Esme would fit right into the Cassadine family before Trina ever could fit right in, right? But if she's not into Rory, it will show, and he will pick up on it sooner or later. At this point, I don't know if he's staying on the show or leaving. So she may not actually have to make a decision about him. Patricia says Esme will probably string those lights to send a message to someone up at Windermere, and Esme's so-called crazy parents will figure out where she is before the dumb Bell Port Charles police. Yep, they'll figure it out because they know, like Ryan said, he knew where she was headed. I just hope Mama Crazier Heather and Papa Craziest Ryan won't hurt handsome Spencer. I know that better not happen. I don't care about Nicholas or Victor, me either. Deborah says Liz has lost her dang mind. What's going to happen to her boys? And Finn will tell Ava Can't wait for him to tell her Liz is pregnant and Nicholas is the father. This will set Ava off. She will run into Windermere and confront Nicholas and Laura. Both her sons have children with Liz. That's true. Well, she'll say that Lucky, she has a child with Lucky, and she doesn't have one with Liz, but this fictitious baby would be Liz. Those poor boys, they will need Grandpa Kevin. And hey, you writers, let's get on the ball finding Lucy. I know anyone wants to see that Cassadine Island. No, everyone wants to see that Cassadine Island has in store for Valentine, Martin, and Anna, and not to mention finding Lucy and bring Ethan back. And Sherry says, I thought Drew picked up on the lady saying Harmony was one of the most honest people she ever knew. I know. That seems to give him pause if he could trust her or not. Yeah, but I think initially in the beginning, Harmony was a good person. It wasn't until she got hooked up with the Donna Day cult that evil cult leader kind of, jacked her mind up. And then Michael said, I'm loving Ryan and Heather. Carly is digging herself into a hole. She is as bad or worse than Nina. Liz and Finn's relationship is over anyway. You're right. Trina and Spencer's going to be together. Some are saying Rory will be the hook. Great recap. I don't see how, but you know what, writers, look, if you could write me carrying a prenatal bottle out in the open, holding it so everybody can see the label, you know what, you can now write Rory as the hook killer. So, you might be right about that. And then Annette says, if I were in Liz's shoes, I would go up. I would go. Oh, go to Walmart and to get those prenatal vitamins, LOL. Too many van wrecks in Port Charles. I hope they have full coverage. I think they only had one van wreck, right? And then Annette says, Carly hasn't changed. She's no better than Nina. What will Josh do when she sees her mom's true colors? Yeah, the whole family is going to be pissed off at Carly. Annette says, enough baby switches. Too many looking for mommy and daddies. To show the show can do better. Annette also says, in my opinion, the hook wants Trina off for himself, using the evil one as the cause to kill off those close to her. I don't know. If Liz gets sick or in an accident, the baby news will come out. Wait until Uncle Victor heard of the wonderful news when Liz is too sick to handle the situation. Ned also says Carly's going to blackmail the new mommies of Willow. Well, new mommies of Willow. I don't quite understand that statement. For one, Willow's mommy is alive, so that can't happen. Lisa says, like Nicholas is going to take Esme's Christmas tree shopping, I know, and cut it down. I hope they're not glass ornaments. Yeah, I know. Bruno, that's his name. Bruno brought to Esme. Bruno would not think of them as a weapon. Yeah, that's true. And Esme sure would. Look, the little hooks that they're hooked up, hook and eye, real good, couldn't they? Anna Rihanna says, not shocked about Elizabeth. She is a liar and she took up for Nicholas. Yes, she did. Oh, Elizabeth will come up with something. Finn will confront Nicholas to tell someone, and doo-doo will hit the fan. Our daily recap, lady. You're so right. Heather will be the one to break Ryan out. Carly is going to get caught. Drew is not Jason. Trina girlfriend. If you're questioning Rory, that's not it. Content is half living. Your heart is with Spencer. Ava knows how it goes. Just one text for hope. Hang in there, Spencer. Your grandmother Laura knows a lot about hope. And then hello there says, I thin or beloved. Oh, I think our beloved daily recap lady has inside information. No, I don't have inside information. I just like to come up with alternate realities that I think are more fun. Trust me, I don't have any insights. Matter of fact, sometimes you guys sneak and watch ahead. You know more than I do. Because look, I barely have enough time to watch the soaps every day as I can. I can't spend time watching ahead. And Carrie Joe says, I think it was fine. Oh, you took a phone call from your son. This is just for fun and children come first. Great mom. Yes, you're right. Trust me. If I have to, I will take a phone call. I just push recording, paused. And then I take the phone call, come back and try to say, okay, now what word did I leave off on? Well, whatever. Then it goes, recording in progress. So, oh, but thank you so much, Carrie Joe. Lisa says, Finn should have asked her, why have you been spending so much time at Windermere? Carly needs to talk to someone about Nina, the Nina Willow problem. What are you saying, to get another perspective? Carly still wouldn't listen. She's hard-headed. Carrie Joe says, I loved Michelle Stafford playing Nina too, but I can't see her playing the part now. Yeah, no. She can't. The character story, Nina is just too different now than when Michelle Stafford played Nina. Lisa says Nina is in her fantasy world, but she could have raised Nell, and she would have been crazy by killing her ex. And she wouldn't have been crazy enough to kill her ex. Nell would have been normal if Nina would have let her know. Wait, if Nina could have let her know Nina wanted a baby. I guess to say, look, I was in a coma. I didn't know my mother gave you away, but I wanted a kid all my life. Yeah. But when I was pregnant with you, Nina wanted her baby. She did. Just read the paper now. Oh, Nina cut a baby out of Ava. That she sure did. That was a different Nina, right? That was Michelle Stafford that cut that baby out. And then Carrie Joe says, where did the storyline go where Nell and Carly were fosters together to horrible man, and Carly left Nell with him? I remember the storyline of Nell blaming her and for not taking her. Carly she was adopted by the Bensons when Bobby gave her up for adoption. And I guess the Bensons just adopted another child now, but the guy was always Frank Benson, I think was his name. He was always horrible. I don't know why the mother would even adopt another child with an abusive man like him, right? But then Carly left town as soon as she could blow that popsicle stand. She was out of there, set for revenge to finding her birth mother. And then Jane says, I took the hook killer. Oh, I think the hook killer is Charlotte. Jane, the hook killer is not Charlotte. Hello there says, no, it's Audrey. Wait, Audrey who? It can't be, wasn't Elizabeth Graham's name is Audrey? Graham is still fictitiously talked about. Graham couldn't hold up a hook. Graham is too old. And then Jane says, LOL, it's Finn's lizard. It is not Roxy. And do not soil Roxy's name with that kind of activity. And hello there says, no wonder Jordan can't figure it out. She didn't narrow it down to amphibians, LOL. So they're kind of laughing about that. That is a little funny. And then Jane says, no one is going to speak to Carly for a while. Two of Nina's kids she knew about and didn't tell. And Jane also says, Finn and Elizabeth's a bad match. Hello there says, I read a spoiler that Trina is the hook under schizophrenia and DID. That's why the writer suddenly changed the Elizabeth storyline for a few months where we thought she had DID. The whole meat and mind protection is about Trina's brain as another personality trying to cover over a traumatic event as a child. She typed the letter on a typewriter she found in Marshall's room. Did Marshall ever have a letter in his room? Does anybody remember that? Why would musician Marshall have a typewriter? I know Marshall had a clarinet. Did she toot out that note on a clarinet? But if somebody can remember saying, yeah, they showed an old typewriter in Marshall's room, let me know, because I do fast forward and I'm not going to say that didn't happen, right? Possibly we learned that Taggart beat her as a child and she did what? What is going on with this? Whoever said that in a spoiler is they are more imaginative than me. The stress of the trial and last strand was the last strand before she cracked. She then turned on everyone as another personality who tried to protect Trina. No, that's not it. Come on now. No, that is not it. Okay, because I'm sorry. Diane saw her face. Diane may not have been able to make out who she was. How many black women are in how many black women are in Port Charles? So if they end up writing that Trina is the hook killer, that's ridiculous. Because Diane would narrow it down. She may not remember the face, but she will remember the skin color. Oh my goodness. If they do that, then I am going to go ahead and put my application in as one of the writers, because that's ridiculous. They never should have had Diane see the person if that was the case. And then Ron says Carly tried to pull a fast one on Drew, but it will catch up with her and she will lose Drew and Michael and everyone close to her. Yes, she will. And Finn should have gone off on Liz. Let's see. In the back of his mind, he knows something has been up. Something isn't right about her being pregnant. He sure does know. He's like, this ain't fitting at all. One chick, you almost too old now. That's high risk. Sandy says, if Liz cares so much about her boys, why is she helping nervous Nicholas kidnapping and holding a hostage? I know, and pretending to be pregnant is just crazy. Come on, Ava, let's bust everyone. Look out, Port Charles. Here comes Ryan and Heather. Trina, go get your man, stop playing. Okay, so that was it for Comment Corner. Those were a lot of comments, everybody. Thanks for participating, but my goodness, there's going to come a time when I'm not going to be able to read all of these comments. So I will be back tomorrow for a next daily recap of General Hospital.